It's Twyla's Spiritual brought to you by Twyla's World. I'm Victoria Segal. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 7 ways to love others spiritually. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the first topic. And the first one is listen to them. Listen. So, of course, everyone needs a listening ear sometimes. Truly loving people is giving them validation. It's listening to them, just like you would listen to yourself. You would validate your emotions, your feelings, your experiences. Well, of course, you would do that for others. If you love yourself, you would do that for someone that you love. Even if you don't necessarily agree with their feelings necessarily, or maybe even, the way they think, you would choose, to understand and to listen to them. So, with listening comes understanding, comes real, empathy, sympathy for what someone else is going through. So, this is one very, very big important step. Listen to them and listen to them actively, listen to them in every way. Give them your full undivided attention. Don't halfway give them attention, and if you're not able to give them your full attention, maybe it's better to tell them, can we do this another time? But make sure that you actually do that another time, and you don't forget, because if you forget, then it shows that you don't have time for them, still shows a lack of love. So if you want to love someone, listen to them, make time for them, make time to listen to them. And so that brings me to my next point, or kind of send love to someone during meditation. So whenever you meditate and you're alone, you're not able to be around the people that you do love, or someone you want to love. You can send them love through your heart. And this is very, very noticeable. When you do this, people will know. It may not seem like it, but people know. Even the people who are not spiritual, the least spiritual, they'll be able to feel your love and be like, and they'll call you. They might even call you. They might text you, and they'll be like, "Wow, I was just thinking about you," or they might say, "Oh, I kind of miss you," or something. So sending love through your heart during meditation is one way that you can love others spiritually. That's number 2. And so number 3 is going to be tell them the truth. So you have to think about it this way. If you were someone who was struggling, or even if you weren't struggling, maybe even if you weren't struggling, would you lie to yourself? Will you consciously lie to yourself just to make yourself feel better? Would you consciously not give someone the answers when they need them and they're struggling? So no, you wouldn't. If you love yourself, you would tell yourself the truth. You would tell yourself the truth, even if it hurts, because you know that the truth is going to help them be able to become a more stronger person, a more full-fledged individual. You're going to tell them the truth because you care for them, and you don't want them to be in denial. You don't want them to miss out on a life lesson that could hinder them. So, telling people the truth, very, very important. Very important. That was number 3. Okay, that brings me to number 4. Accept them for who they are. So, when a person tells you who they are, it doesn't matter, the depths of it. They can be the most wicked. They could be the most heavenly. But accept them for who they are, and everything in between, right? Because most times people know who they are, and they already pretty much accept themselves for who they are. So you accepting them is going to make them feel even more loved and validated. Of course, it's not necessarily to give them validation, but it's actually to give them love, because love accepts people for who they are, as well as you have to accept people for who they chose to be. in your mind so you can know who they are, so you're not surprised by certain things that they do in your life. It's accepting them for who they are. Is not only loving them, it's loving you, because you need to accept yourself for who you are as well. And if you love yourself, you will accept yourself for who you are. If you love others, you accept them for who they are. Accept people for who they are. Respect their decision for choosing who they are today, and allow them that free will and that choice and that life lesson for them to learn who they may become in the future, or who they are. But this is loving. This is actually a loving thing to do. For everyone involved, and there won't be any confusion. People a lot of times they try to change people. It's not loving, and it's not going to help you. You're going to waste your time trying to change someone and not accepting them for who they present themselves to be, accepting them for who they are. Because everyone knows who a person is. People want to be in denial, but at the end of the day, people know who people really are. So accept it. Just accept who they are when you first find out, and love them for that. Number 5 is going to be kind, even if they are wicked. When you love yourself and you have dark qualities, it's advantageous for you to love yourself through those dark qualities, because you could help transmute those qualities to something better. So it's the same thing with others. You have to be able to love them through their dark qualities. And sometimes their dark qualities won't go away because they haven't loved themselves through those dark qualities, or they've accepted themselves as that dark quality, even if it's not really true. But regardless, being kind is a certain amount of peace that you give yourself, not having to always be upset when someone is not right. It is difficult, and it's very important, because Yeshua talked about why it's easy to be kind to people who are kind to you. But what distinguishes you from the devil is you're kind to people who don't deserve it. You're kind to people who are wicked, who are dark in their qualities. This is what distinguishes you as God's people. This is a very important part. So that doesn't mean that you don't stand up for yourself, and that doesn't mean you let people take advantage of you. It doesn't mean any of that, because if you have love for yourself, you will stand up for yourself, and you will put boundaries. But point blank period, you would still be kind to others, even if they are wicked. You would still find kindness for these people, right? Okay. Okay, so number 6, when you love someone, you give them space. So just like in the other video, I said, get away from energy vampires. If a person wants space from you, perhaps maybe they feel like you're taking their energy. You don't know why they need space. But the point is that when someone needs space, love will give them that space to process whatever's going on with them, for them to understand what they're going through. People don't always need someone around them, and if they don't want someone around them, or if they don't want to do what you say, different stuff like that, then you need to give them that space to be able to make their own decisions. You need to give them that space to be able to ruminate on how they feel. Sorry. You need to give them the space to be able to come up to terms with who they are. You need to give them the space to be able to make their own decisions and to experience life, to do whatever they want to do. Because essentially that is our free will that God gave us. And there's no way that anyone should be taken away from that. Because God is always on the other side waiting. He's always waiting on the other side for us. And in a similar way, you should be that way. Give people space, even if you feel like they're going down the wrong path. You know, love does warn them, but you have to be able to let people make their decisions, because you have to trust God, that God will work it out for the best for all involved. So, give them space, and that also leads me to there's so many things to love, but I will say that love does what's best for all involved, including the heavens. Love covers a multitude of people all at once. Love does what's best for all involved. If you can remember that, then loving people won't be so difficult, because you'll be making the best decisions for them and for you. And part of that is not allowing people to be codependent. It's allowing people to grow up and be dependable adults. So love definitely, it looks like doing what's best involved, but you have to know what is best involved. Certain people, they don't know what best involved looks like, but you have to know what helping everyone in your area best is best for everyone. You have to know what that looks like. You can't just say, oh, this is going to be best for everyone, and you don't really know. So it's something to think about. But yes, give people space when they ask for it. Okay, number 7, pray for them. So if you feel, and not in a manipulative way, but if you feel that someone is going through whatever, or you may feel like what they're doing is not best for themselves, they're destructive, or you feel like they need God, whatever it is, praying for them will help not only you to release the burden of the relationship, but it will also help your relationship with God. It will also help your relationship with that person, especially if you tell them, well, I was always there hoping the best for you, praying for you, right? When you pray for others, you don't pray for their downfall. You allow that to happen if that's what is required, but you pray that God does His will on the situation, and you pray that people receive the best out of the situations that they're put in and that they're going through. And this also requires love to do, right? So how to love others spiritually is also through your intention of you actually wanting to love them. It starts with that. It starts with actually wanting to be loving towards them. That's where it starts. And then from there, that's the seed, and from there you will be able to do all these 7 steps that I talked about. But the first seed is wanting to love them. The second seed is loving them in the way of doing what's best for all involved, right? And then the third one is like doing all these things that I've said on this video. But that's it for this one. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.